Hi, everyone. Welcome to Toolbox for Turbulent Times, Day 5. I am Swati Kameswar and your guide through this series. And this is where we are discussing 7 soul-nourishing practices to help you stay centered during crazy times. So today we're going to be discussing the 5th tool. And I have to say that this is also one of my favorites. And I have deep reverence for this tool and for the energy that it has infused into my life. And it's become a way of life for me now. So before we dive into the 5th tool, let's recap and see what we have talked about so far. So first we talked about emotional clearing and tapping and how tapping can help us to clear emotional baggage. Then we talked about journaling, questioning and journaling, using journaling as a practice to dive deep into those answers. Then we talked about creativity and intuitive painting as a way to navigate the unknown. And then we spoke about the voice and toning to strengthen our voice and our expression. So I'm curious what insights this has sparked for you. And have you been able to apply the tools? And if so, what has been your experience? And I would love to hear from you. So you can share in the comments below this video. Now, let's talk about creation. And working with these tools first started with my immense love for nature. So right since when I was a child, being in nature was my happy place. And no matter whether it be oceans or mountains, trees, flowers, birds, animals, I just love being outside. And back in 2015, when I woke up, the teachings of Lisa Michaels of natural rhythms really resonated with me. It first came into my awareness then in 2015, in the summer of 2015, and it really resonated with me. She teaches on how to work with the elements in a very conscious and intentional way. And I studied with her for several years. And I'm deeply grateful for what I learned. And that is working with the elements, which are the creative forces of nature. So earth, water, air, fire, and spirit. For example, earth, it creates a structure, and water nourishes that structure. Air uplifts it, and fire can help in warming it, nourishing it, but also in transforming it. And then spirit, of course, infuses through everything. So why this is important is that our body contains all of these elements, and we create in our life similar to how these elements create in nature. So working with the elements is a great way to understand how you personally create in your own life, what needs you have, and how your energy infuses into your life and creates it. But it also helps you practically understand and apply astrology, because the different zodiac signs, they are classified into the 4 elements of earth, water, air, and fire. So understanding the elements really gives a very strong foundation of working with astrology. So you've heard of the statement, as within, so without. And that is so key as we keep in mind as we work with this tool, because how we relate to each element in our own body, it corresponds to how we create our external life, like how the external life shows up for us. And so it can give us clues to what is working and what is not. So developing a strong, loving relationship with each element, it has so many different benefits. It helps us to live a more harmonious life. We are living more in alignment with, the way the elements move through the seasons. It strengthens our ability to be in stillness. And that is key, because when we are in a place of stillness and calm and peace, we can create our life more effectively from that place. So the 5th tool is developing a strong relationship with the elements. Now, this is something that I am now very consciously aware of all the time. It's become an ingrained habit in me, and a very positive habit, to see how my relationship with the elements shows up in any given situation. And from that awareness, it's very easy. It's a lot easier for me now to self-correct, to make changes, to allow for change even, and find deep peace in life. So let's go into each one of the elements. And I just want to note that this is just the tip over here. Like, we are, what I'm introducing here is just a teeny portion. There's so much more to working with the elements than what I share in this video, because it's a huge topic. And so if you would like to learn more about this for yourself, or if you want to know how the elements are showing up in your own chart, then reach out for a reading or a consultation, or inquire about my Power of Balance program, because I bring this wisdom of the elements into all of my offerings. So let's start with Earth. Earth is represented by your body. So you want to see how, when you're looking to develop a stronger relationship with the elements, starting with Earth, your body, how do you speak to it? How do you treat it? What do you think about it? And all the issues that may be presented physically to you, what do you think about that? How do you nourish your body? Remember, water wants to nourish Earth. So how is that Earth being nourished by you at the moment? And what do you feed it? So Earth forms the foundation for our life. And without this platform of Earth, we wouldn't exist here on this plane. So too, our body is the vehicle through which we experience this life. So it's like our temple. And how we relate to our own body gives us clues to how life is showing up for us. Then let's talk about water. Water represents the emotional realm. And this is so key to note how emotions flow in your own body. Are you allowing them to flow, or are they stagnant? Now, remember, like stagnant water can be very unpleasant to be around. So noticing this can help you to move. Like, when do you need to move emotion during your day? And also asking yourself, what is the dominant emotion you have on a daily basis? Because our emotions act as fuel for moving us forward. They impact our actions in a big way. So when we want to have, we want to have such a clean and clear relationship with water that is clean and clear of past baggage. And now here you can refer back to the first tool. Remember, I mentioned in the first video that when I learned about tapping, I had started to work consciously with the element of water. So you can refer back to that video to go a little bit deeper into what water means for you. But I noticed when tapping came into my awareness that the elements were responding to me and giving me clues on what next step to take in my own journey at that time. So that's the beautiful outcome of this, is that the elements will start giving you that wisdom. If you're open to hearing it and noticing what is showing up in your life as you start to work with these, they will give you clues to where you need to go next. Then let's talk about air. Air represents the mental realm. And so here in your body, they are your thoughts. And notice if your thoughts are fresh and uplifting and inspiring, or do they drag you down? Do they feel stale and stinky? And it's very hard to breathe deep. It's very hard to take a deep inspiration of air and feel expansive if the air is stale. So same with our life. It's hard to feel excited about excited and uplifted enough to take action if our thoughts are pulling us down. So even here, when I started to work with the element of air consciously years ago, that's when I found sound healing come into my awareness. And that's how I learned about toning. And remember, toning was tool number 4 that we talked about. So again, this is an example I'm sharing with you from my own life about how when I started to work with the elements, they responded and they helped me along on my journey, which has been just such a beautiful thing to experience. Then let's talk about fire. Fire represents the action realm. It's action, passion. So ask yourself, where is there warmth lacking in your life? Are you getting burnt out by too much action or not aligned action? And are you taking rhythmic action towards what you love? Remember, to create our life, we also need to take aligned action on a regular basis. And taking action on a rhythmic, consistent basis, it keeps the fire going. And so it allows for constant movement in your life. Of course, you want to take that constant movement without burning yourself out. So fire can help you with that. And fire also represents transformation and illumination. So particularly when you're at crossroads in your life, it helps you to allow you to burn away the old so that you can move ahead. So at this time of great change in 2021, if you feel stuck, ask yourself what in your life needs to transform. And working with fire can help you move through that transformation. The final one we want to talk about is spirit, which is the invisible glue, which holds all the elements together. So ask yourself, what holds your life together? What is your deeper purpose for living? And all these questions that have been asked in these different sections, you can pause the video and journal on these if you feel called to. But asking yourself here, what are your values and how are you honoring your values? So spirit teaches us to have faith in the mystery and also the ability to be still and connect with the mystery. So it kind of holds everything together. So as we wrap up this video, I just want to share that I have deep, deep reverence for the elements. You know, I've noticed that they will mirror back to you how you feel, and they can also help you feel the highest essence of them and help you to continue to grow and evolve. And I'm deeply grateful for working with them in this way. So that brings us to the end of this video. And take note of what you learned today that seems important for your own journey. And how will you apply this in your own life? And feel free to share in the comments at least one way you will apply this in your life. And that's it. Thank you for joining me on this journey. And I'm really enjoying this. And please invite others who you think may benefit. And if you're looking for more support, reach out for a reading or a consultation at activateyourtruthandpower.com. Thank you. Bye.